Alright, so right now I'm about to make some Bansley's homemade bacon. I'm going to make two different types. I'm going to make an original flavor, and I'm going to make an Onyx Coffee flavored bacon. So the first one I'm going to do is the original bacon, and I've already got two pork bellies that I've trimmed and squared up. I made pork belly burnt ends out of the rest of these. Let me get a cutting board here. So these are Berkshire pork bellies. This first one here, this piece is 8 pounds here. I've got only a few simple, easy ingredients. For the original bacon, it is only going to be a kosher salt, a coarse ground black pepper, a brown sugar, and a little bit of #1 cure powder. So this belly is 8 pounds, as I had mentioned. I'm going to get my spices measured out. So this is a real easy mix. I'm going to take this dirty glove off here. This other one's clean. So this is 8 pounds on the cure. This is going to be for every 5 pounds is going to be a 1/4 cup of coarse ground kosher salt, a 1/4 cup of dark brown sugar, 1 teaspoon of coarse ground black pepper, and 1 teaspoon of #1 cure. So real easy ingredients for my Onyx Coffee flavored bacon. It's going to be the same bacon, same ingredients, except for I'm going to add my favorite flavored Onyx Coffee, and it's going to be a fine grind. That will be put on last. I'm probably just going to put that on the top fat cap of the belly. So this is real easy. So for 8 pounds, it's going to be a 1/4 cup of sugar. And I'm not going to pack this because let me get something to scoop it off. It'll be a little too sweet. Same thing with the sugar, or I mean the salt. So there's 1, and then I'm going to do a 1/2 cup, or I'm sorry, 1/8. So this needs to be pretty close. So I've got a 1/8 of a cup there. So that's my brown sugar. I'm going to get my #1 cure. So 1 teaspoon for every 5 pounds of belly. So I'm going to put 1 and just over a 1/2 of a teaspoon. So there's 1 teaspoon. And just over 1/2 teaspoon. Get my salt. So I'm going to do the same thing as I did with the brown sugar. It's going to be 1 full 1/4 cup. So this is a pretty precise mix that you have to do. Apparently our salt's got some moisture in it. So there's 1, and then I'm going to do a 1/2 of. I'm going to do an 1/8 here. There we go. So I've got my salt, got my brown sugar, got my #1 cure. I'm going to put a little bit of cracked pepper in here, not a lot, just a little bit. Let's get this there. So real simple ingredients: brown sugar, salt, pepper, and then the pink cured salt right there. You can see. Gotta get this all mixed up nice and evenly here. And then we're going to rub this on that pork belly right here and put it in a baggie. And then the next one we're going to do with the Onyx Coffee. So I'm not going to do the real sweet bacon like I did last time. The last time I did our maple bacon. But that's a real sweet bacon. Alright, you can see everything's all mixed up good. So now I'm just going to, well, I need to get another glove. And I'm going to do some, just a little bit backwards because I don't want to make a mess. So I'm going to put it in the bag first today, and then I'm going to work in the bag. So to get it in the bag, this is going to be real sticky on the bag. You fold it in half. If I had another hand, it'd be best, but I don't. So it's going to be a little tricky. As I mentioned, it will stick to the bag. Get this cutting board out of the way so I can have a clean area. Get this bag opened up. I'll get it in the bag. It'll be a lot easier to work with. There we go. Nice. So, get this turned now. Nope, that was the right direction, I'm sorry. Hard to see through that plastic. Cool. Okay. So, there we go. It's tough to get them in those bags. That meat just sticks to the bag like crazy. Alright, so our pork belly in the bag. Gonna make space to work. Gonna make a little tent so I can get this in. Pour about half of the cure on that side. And then I'm going to rub it into the belly underneath there, trying to get it all over everywhere. It's pretty crucial to get as much covered as possible, but what's going to happen is moisture is going to come out of this belly as it's curing, and you're going to keep this belly sitting in that liquid that's coming out, and that'll have the cure in it. So it will get in there. Alright, so I don't know if you can see, this is all on that side. Get a little bit of that dumped in there so I can work it in. Try to get it on this whole side of the meat here. It's a little bit easier, well, a lot easier if you have a bigger working area and stuff. But I don't have that luxury. I've got a pretty small area to work in. Great, okay, so the back side and two ends are all covered. Gonna flip it over. See that nice white fat right here? Look at that, beautiful. This is going to get covered next. Make a little tent right here. I'm going to just dump this in, the whole thing. the rest of it and just rub it all over his belly. So it's pretty critical you get it all over everywhere. You don't want any of that meat to sit here without any cure working on it. It will end up rotting instead of curing. So, work that all over that belly. Get it all over everything. Okay, so cool. That is it for that belly. Take my dirty glove off. So in a couple hours, I'm going to start seeing moisture coming out of this. And that is exactly what it's supposed to do. That is the belly curing. So get this all up. I'm going to set this over to the side for a few minutes. You can see the belly got the cure all rubbed all over it. Let's see, there's no room in our kitchen, it's so small. Alright, so that is number one. Let's get number two done. This one is going to be the Onyx Coffee Bacon. Get a couple new gloves. This next pork belly is going to be 7 pounds. So we're going to make the first cure the same. I'm going to do a 1/4 cup and then just a little bit under 1/8 of a cup. Not going to pack this sugar. It'll be too heavy. So just kind of make sure it's a full cup but not overly packed. So there's 1/4 and just under 1/8. So brown sugar, I'm going to put my pepper. This is about, probably a teaspoon. Okay, my number 1 cure powder. So I'm going to, for every 5 pounds is 1 teaspoon. So 1 teaspoon. And then I have 7 pounds, so I'm going to do just under 1/2 teaspoon. And then my last ingredient is kosher salt. So got some moisture in here. Try to break that up. Alright, so 1/4 cup for 5 pounds. And I've got a 7-pound piece of pork belly here, so there's a 1/4 cup, and then I'm going to do just under half of this, which is just under 1/8 of a cup. Okay, so kosher salt. All right, so we're going to do the same thing. First of all, there's all the ingredients. Brown sugar, salt, peppers in there, and you can see the pink here. Get this all mixed together good. Gotta make sure, especially with the cure in there, because the cure, that pink salt, is what's going to turn the pork belly that bacon color, the reddish in there, and it's going to give it the real bacon flavor. If you don't have that in there, it will not taste like bacon. It will just be pork belly. You have to have the cure in there to give it the bacon flavor. All right, that's all mixed. Put on another glove. This is going to be the hard part again, getting this belly into here. Let's see, we're just going to fold it in half and shove it in. There we go. That was easier. Get rid of that dirty cutting board. And boom. Oh yeah, that was much easier. So kind of set it in that bag as much as possible. So I'm going to add the coffee at the end because I want it primarily on the one side. Alright, so there is that. Take a look, make sure we're still going here. Yep. Alright, so easy peasy again. I got my clean hand in this. I'm going to, what do I want to do? I gotta go this way. Gonna get about half of this in here on the back side. Rub it all over the belly. So this is a brown sugar cure considered. There's different types of cures. For the most part, they're all going to be some type of sugar and salt. If it says natural cure, nitrate free cure, anything like that, natural cure, that's still going to have a nitrite in there. It's just going to use celery powder, or I believe there's another one or two types, but still going to have them. Get it on the side. Alright, so that's all good. I'm going to flip this over. So this is Berkshire Pork belly, and I am making a Onyx Coffee flavored bacon. Look at that beautiful fat. So on this side, I'm going to, let's see, I'm going to go ahead and put the coffee in the cure mix. I usually put the coffee on afterwards, but I don't really want to knock too much of the other cure off. So I'm going to try it this way this time. I'm going to go with just about a little between a quarter and a half a cup. Probably going to go, yeah, about half of that. So put that into the cure mix and mix it together. All good. So this is some delicious Onyx coffee. I'm not sure what flavor is in here. We've taken it out of the package and put it in this little container to keep it fresh. Alright, so here's the rub mix now with the coffee added in. It's going to change the color to that darker color. It's going to look beautiful on here. So now I got to get it in here without making a mess, which is difficult. Alright, look at that. Here we go. It's going to turn it all colored. All that nice Onyx coffee. that is pretty. So this is a Berkshire pork belly. The fat on this is so creamy and delicious. Trying to make sure I get all the sides rubbed. All right, beautiful. I would say we're good there. So, bacon slab number 2, I did an original, and I did a Onyx coffee flavored bacon. So 2 different ones. So I gotta get this all cleaned up so I can get these put into the fridge to do their cure. They're gonna be in the cure for about a week. I'm gonna, once a day, I'm going to take them out, turn them over, make sure that juice that's coming out of them gets redistributed. They need to stay in that juice. That's the cured and liquids coming from the inside of the belly, and the cure mix is getting pulled in when that comes out. So here is my part of my recipes, and there's still a couple things to finish on the other side. So, but there we go. This is the 2 pork bellies. They are going down. Well, these were going to go just sitting in this container. Well, I've got to dry that container. I just washed it or rinsed it out, and it's got a lot of water in it. I don't want that sitting in there. I want that to stay as clean and environment as possible. I don't want a bunch of bacteria and stuff growing on our bellies. So I already see moisture coming out of this one. It's already starting to soak that cure in. So this is going to go in here. So I don't have these bags closed off because I don't have a sealer. So I'm going to put those both in there. You can already see the moisture coming out of this one also. So these are going to go in my fridge for, like I mentioned, 7 days. They're going to get flipped over every day. This is just to help hold that plastic closed. I don't want it leaking out. And after the 7th day, I'll take them out. I'll let them dry off, and then I'm going to smoke them until they're about 145 degrees. All right, so these are going to go into the fridge now. All right, so that was Bansley's homemade bacon in 10 easy steps. I did an original and an Onyx coffee flavored bacon. I'll let you know how they turn out. Every time we do them, though, they are awesome. This time should be no different. So, get cleaned up. You can see making bacon is a pretty quick procedure. It is already in the cure and almost cleaned up. And we're done.